He's been sniffing his own butthole for like. Okay, you know what, dude? Hey! Stop snarfing your own butthole. You're not kissing me after that. What's up, dude? Huh? How you doing? You know why I love my dog? Look, I can do whatever I want with him. Who's a good boy? Sit. 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 Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll threaten anybody with anything, anytime, because I did when I did when I didn't do what I did do. Boop boop boop. Who's my good boy? Hey, tell everybody what you're thinking about right now. I'm thinking about chicken. Where are you going? What you doing? You leaving me? You want a treat? He knows what the bag sounds like. There you go. That's a thick one. There you go, buddy. Go lay down. Lay down. Dude, go lay down. Okay, don't go lay down. Anyways, what's up, guys? Yosef with the Mostif here. Working on editing a couple of videos too while I'm in the middle of this, so that's great. The VR channel obviously is off to a slow start, so if you guys can go over to Seated VR and subscribe over there, I'd really appreciate it. You good, buddy? Are you good, buddy? Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. What's up, bud? Anyways, how many people are in here? 4, 2, 3, 2 people watching. Holy shit. I am on fire today. Don't get much better than that. 5 fucking people. Anyways, get in here. Say hi. I'm here for you. We're going to hang out for a couple hours, and I got to finish editing a video for the new channel. I got to edit one for his channel. The tech channel is just still kind of meh, and we're just doing what we are with that. The gun side of it, officially have a signed contract with Daria Arms. So Daria, thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. I look forward to the guns as well as the opportunity to advertise your products. For a second, while we have a few of you in here, let's just discuss something real quick. When it comes to the difference between advertising and sponsorships and reviews, advertising is me telling you this video is sponsored by Daria Arms. Check out Daria Arms, U.S.-based manufacturing for firearms as of 2025, and blah, 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 blah. Link in the description below. If I do an advertisement for Daria, I will not do a comparison or a review in that video of a Daria firearm, because that becomes a biased video. When they send me their new guns for review, those videos will not have ads in them. Those will be strictly reviews that were not compensated. So those ones will be me just giving you my opinion on those firearms. When there is a comparison to be made, I will not run an ad. So I will dedicate, they've actually told me their time frame for when they want video ads, so I will be doing that. So, sorry if that's boring, but I want to talk to you guys before anybody starts typing in the comments, hey, you're a shill, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? I'm not a shill. I'm just somebody that's trying to run his own business. But on that note, they're sending me their 2 new guns. What's up? How was the range today? Didn't go to the range. I haven't been going to the range for a while. Just didn't have the energy for it. Trying to keep this channel going, getting another channel off the ground just kind of took it out of me. Honestly, I woke up at 7:30 this morning. It was too late. I had to take Rocky to the dog park. We stayed at the dog park till after 9 o'clock this morning. It was freezing cold out. Left and came back. I'll try to squeeze in some range time on Tuesday this next week. I'll probably drop him off at doggy daycare for the morning. Desert Armory, what's going on? Other than looking tired. Honestly, Desert, I always look tired, but the reason I look more tired right now is that I've been editing I'm trying to bring down the time on this video. It's an hour and 30-minute VR video. of a couple of raids in one of my VR games, and I got to shrink that down. I'm trying to get it under an hour, but also I'm trying to shrink the file size. Right now it's like a 30 gigabyte file, and I got to get that video file much lower. So I'm going to probably, when I render it, I'll render it out in 1080p, even though it was filmed in 4K. So my software, OBS, films it in the native of my screen, and my screen is 1440p, but it also appears that it was recording it in the native of my VR headset, which is 4K. Got a buddy coming over to play darts, so I don't know how long I'm going to be around this evening. Fuck that. Make your buddy subscribe to me before you guys go play darts. Once you guys have fully subscribed to the Jimmini Show, then I'll let you go. I do have a very large screen. I got a 50-inch monitor, not a monitor, but a 50-inch TV that I've had in a box for a long time. I may set that up as my editing screen, just so I don't have to sit here and look at a 1440p monitor. I'll just use a 50-inch 1080p screen. What's the second on top? The one second, you're talking about the rifle? That is a Ruger 1022 and a Sharps Brothers chassis. I think the Glock clones will get in trouble since Glock seems to be bending the knee. No. They're different companies, my guy. The lawsuits, the bans, all these things that have been going on are specifically targeted at Glocks because you don't see people putting switches in, for example, PSA daggers and Daria arms. If they are doing it, those guns are different enough that they're not functionally the same. No. I mean, that's like asking me if I think Toyota would get in trouble because Ford gets in trouble. They're completely different brands, sir. I understand the correlation in your mind, but it's two totally separate companies. How is a sniper? I know it's a sniper. What kind? It's not a sniper. It's a 1022 rifle. It's a 22 long rifle. It is a varmint gun. Yeah, you guys come in, say hi. If you have questions about firearms, stuff like that, let me know. It's a Wednesday stream, so we'll see how it goes. You can't, I don't have any loose ammo laying around for 22, and you can't pick up guns and shit on lives, so no. Just Google 22 long rifle, 22 LR. These are slow freaking lives that get going some days, man. It's Wednesday, man. Come in, have fun. We can talk about whatever. You know, keep it mildly civil is all I ask. I like your tattoos. Very cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. They were an idea to cover a lot of scars that I have on my arms, and I need to keep going. I started doing them back in 2023, and I think the last one I got was on my forearm in January. So it's been almost 7 months since I had any. You have any experience with the Gerson and MC14 in 380? I have the Gerson BDA 14. I don't have the MC14 like the tip up, but they're solid guns. Cody, what's up, dude? How you doing tonight? Everybody come in and say hi. Sorry, I'm looking at my monitor and then I look at you guys. Cowboy, what's going on? Who's Bree? Hey, the lamppost, what you knowin'? Came to see your flowers growing. Yay! Come on, guys, get in here. Hit the like button when you come in. Consider subscribing. Consider becoming a member. Go to my other channels. Just kind of check everything out, guys. When you help a channel grow, it literally costs you nothing unless you decide to become a member. So hitting the like, leaving a comment, subscribing, it's all free, and you help content creators. Now, sometimes I understand you don't want to subscribe to Baby Shark. That's fine. But when you like something, show your support, man. Have I shot the M&P metal frame? Yeah, I used to have the M&P 2.0 metal carry comp. Sold it to my buddy Stone. It was fine, but it wasn't for me. I took it on trade from one of my other friends because he was looking for a specific gun, and I took that and a shotgun on trade, and I just didn't do anything with them, so it just, yeah. Been on a Canik kick lately. Absolutely love their guns for the price. Yeah, you can step up and get expensive with their stuff, but if you want to stay reasonable, like the SFT Pros, the SFTs, the MC9, MC9 LSs, they're always on sale. Yeah, like the MC9, excuse me, the Meta SFT, not the Pro, but the SFT for like $430 is an exceptional deal. Why are you sleeping out in the hallway, buddy? Are you okay? Rocky, you alright, man? You okay, buddy? You alright, man? Why are you in there? You're good. I'll sit and pet you. I'm petting the doggy. Make a rest and drink some water while streaming. I have water and I rest. I'm only going a couple of hours. My Daria DY9 arrived at my FFL. Now it takes 3 to 4 weeks before New York will add it to my permit and allow me to actually pick it up. Holy shit. Move out of New York, Air Max. I don't care if you have family, friends, enemies. Fucking move out, dude. Go to, I mean, Jesus. I don't go hunting. Everyone take a quick set and hit the like button, double tap the screen. Yeah, exactly. Taurus, what's up? You okay, bud? Come here, buddy. He doesn't like when I talk this much, and lately I've been filming my VR episodes using OBS, and when I'm filming those videos, I talk, and he doesn't like it. You okay, bud? You want to scratch you? Come here. There, I got you, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, good boy. What do you think of the APX A1 Tactical? I'm thinking that's my next purchase. I've played with them a little bit. For the money, they're pretty solid. When you compare it to something like a Glock 19X or the Canik alternatives, they're a little bit cheaper and they are of quality. So they are Berettas. Number one, you misspelled Draco. And number two, no, Dracos are stupid. You're in California, and stopped listening a long time ago. To what, me? Thank you. Everybody's typing terribly tonight. Good boy. Take a nap, dude. Sleep. So it's hard to get your dog to sleep when he's emotionally attached to you. Oh, big brother? Gotcha. My first gun was a Deuce 5. What's a Deuce 5? Are you saying a 25 ACP? Alright. I still got a couple 25 ACPs. I got a Colt Jr. in 25. They're fun little guns. Is everybody mad because I'm not doing stupid shit tonight and I'm just sitting here talking? Yours is a Ruger PC carbine. I like the PC carbine. I like the tactical variant with the AR style grip and the AR style buffer tube. That's why I really like that Heat Seeker chassis, because it's got the AR style grip and stuff. I've got to modify my AR grip. So this is the grip I'm going to run on that gun. I'm going to have my buddy stipple it, but because of the design of it, I have to take off this edge rear piece. But I like this grip more because it's a much more 1911 style. Although I lost a little base cover, so oops. Nope, there it is. Nope, that isn't it. That's a comb. My first gun was a Rock Island 1911. I reorganized the wall a little bit to try to put a couple of the guns up higher, and it didn't work. So the Dan Wesson DWX is still easily visible next to me, and then the Tanfoglio Witness is just above my head. You can't pick up guns on live streams, and what's an M40? I don't know what's more disturbing, that I can easily understand what you're typing, or no, that's the issue. Yeah, I've got plenty of 45s. Hey, Texas Clid, Texas Sid, Texid, Toxid, Ticketsitsa. What's an M40 machine gun? You mean an MP40? Hey, Joe, what's up? I thought my live just got killed because I was holding an AR grip. Serious question, brother. Hammer fired or striker fired? I prefer hammer fired because typically hammer fired guns are all metal frames. I rarely see plastic body ones unless you're talking like HKs or a couple other brands. But for the most part, I'm a hammer fired guy. Also, a hammer fired gun is less complicated than a striker fired gun, because the spring in a hammer fired gun is bringing the firing pin back, whereas the spring is all the tension in a striker fired gun. You need that spring to fire the gun, whereas the other thing is the hammer spring that's more important. So my first gun was given to me by my dad, old Remington 512 Sportmaster. Still have it almost 50 years later. That's nice, man. That's cool that you still have something that's that old. I've got my grandfather's 1939 Winchester 1894, so I get that one. USP all the way. USP is an amazing shooting gun. I've shot the USP Expert in 45 ACP. Amazing shooting gun. Not worth $1,300 though. Oh, for sure. The USP is definitely outdated. It was designed for SOCOM operations, and it was adopted for SOCOM. That and the Mark 23 were both used by SOCOM. I couldn't find my television remote earlier. I don't know what anyone says. The HK is more reliable than a Glock. Oh, yes. Also, and we've said this on this channel a lot, if a Glock had the exact same tolerance as a 1911 or an HK or a Walther P1 or any other contemporary firearm that's on the market today, it would not function as reliably. It's also the reason why that stupid switch works. Bro, really? You have some wicked gas tonight, bro. Are you okay? Seriously, are you okay? Come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay. Come here. Are you okay? Buddy. Come here, buddy. Are you okay? Seriously. You're smiling when I'm petting you, but when you're sitting over there, dude, you were frowning like a frowny McFrownerton. Are you okay, buddy? Alright, after the live stream, I won't do any videos. I'll just hang out with you. Okay, buddy? Is that what you want? You want to hang out with me? Yeah? Alright. Sorry, my boy is just, he's acting a little funny right now, and he's got really bad gas. I'm worried he might have diarrhea or something. Glock stopped production of many of their models. If you just go to Glock's website, they literally have a list of all the guns they're no longer going to produce. He just needs some love. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Who's Hassan? Somebody help me. I'm locked inside a Glock 17 mag. Don't worry, you'll never be used. What's my strongest weapon? My mind. That and the fact that if I get scared, I automatically shit in my hand, because if I punch you, it adds poison damage. Yes, practice makes perfect. Absolutely. So if you are a concealed gun owner and you don't take that gun to the range and practice and shoot it and make sure that you're competent and capable with it, all you are is a danger to yourself and those around you. The dysentery punch. Hey, it worked in Oregon Trail. My first 40 was a Glock 22 and it was a snappy fluker. Well, your first mistake was buying a 40. Your second mistake was buying a Glock. I bet it was reliable as shit, but kind of sets the stage for like gun ownership and stuff. So I was into guns for a couple of years before I really appreciated how shitty Glocks were. So I can tell you my list of guns in order up until a certain point. So my first gun was a Rock Island 1911. My second gun was a Canik TP9 SA with a decocker. I sold it, bought my Rock Island back. Then I bought a Chiappa M922 clone, which was shit. Traded that off. Actually, I kept it. I bought a Glock 27 in 40 cal. So I'm not immune to the 40 cal bullshit. I bought a 40 cal Glock 27. Hated it, but I got it for $300 and I sold it for $300, so I didn't lose anything. Next after that was a Sky CPX-1 because I bought it on sale. After that, I went back to a 1911 for a while. Then I started buying para-ordnance guns. I bought a couple of 1911 para-ordnance, an Expert, a Dux Unlimited officer model, the CZ SP01 Phantom. I wish I still had that gun. That was a polymer framed SP01. I wish I never sold that gun. I bought those. I bought it for like $400, and now they're like $900. I don't see any gun on the wall I would carry. What do you carry? I carry a 1911. 40 isn't dead as you think it is. There are still quite a few guns that are chambered in 40, including new guns that have come out. Let's see how many guns are currently available in 40 cal. So this is just one distributor. So currently on the market through RSR, and you are correct, it will eventually fall off the market, but competition is still very popular with 40 Smith & Wesson, so guns like CZ, they still manufacture some. Beretta's 96 in 40 cal. HK still makes their guns in 40 cal. They're doing the Springfield Kuna in 40 cal. That actually is a good use case for that gun. Springfield XD, Smith & Wesson Shield, the SD40s. So there's still quite a few guns that are chambered in 40, but there's only like 5 manufacturers really making them. Oh yeah, Taurus also makes the G3C. I'm trying to get to the range at least once a week and shoot about 150 to 200 rounds. Yeah, I was getting back into that, and then I got the dog, and then honestly, all my contemplations about my gun store and the other part of my business and all this other shit just kind of snowballed on me one day, and I let it like really damage my calm. So right now, I dedicated myself to making more videos and doing the VR shit, and I need to do the computer stuff again. I gotta upload stuff for the dog. I've got 4 channels, and I'm trying to grow each and every one of them, and I will. They also make the TH40. That is discontinued. It's nice. I live about a half a mile from the range. Dixon, you don't need to be argumentative, buddy. somebody wants to carry a gun with 19 rounds, so be it, dude. A lot of guns are coming with 19, 17 round magazines, man. 2011s are all 17 rounders. Just chill a little bit, dude. Yeah, there's no reason to be rude to people. He didn't insult you. He simply said that he likes carrying a gun with 19 rounds. And he's not the only person that's ever gone that route. Look at the cop, man. Oh, man, I'm just sitting here and watching you guys argue. No, I think I've lost some of my mods, or they just don't want to do it anymore. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. How are you doing today? I'm alright, Sam. How are you? Just kind of sitting here, just doing my daily check-in. Yep, carry what gun you're comfortable. It's all about comfort and your willingness to use the firearm. A lot of people will tell you to go smaller and smaller and smaller, carry a pocket gun, carry an NAA revolver. You should carry the largest gun that you can comfortably conceal. Carry the hardest gun to shoot because Glocks have the shittiest grip angle outside of Steyr. Desert Eagle. What about the Desert Eagle, Dave? Desert Eagles are actually pleasant to shoot. You're great. Good, Sam. Glad to hear it. This is such a quiet night tonight. If you can shoot a Glock, you can shoot anything. If you can shoot a Glock, then you can appreciate everything else. And the way Glock is going in the United States, it's going to be, eventually you're not going to be able to shoot a Glock. I just sold one of my XVR, my 460. I could hide one of them under my belly. There you go. With all due respect, what happened to your eyebrow? Nothing. Best gun for me to carry is a broom handle Mauser. Ha. With winter coming, I'll be back to carry my 1911. You own a Glock because the mags are everywhere. That is the single dumbest thing you've said so far tonight. Owning a gun because of mag availability is stupid. I'd rather spend $50 on good mags than worry about my mag availability. Who gives a fuck if Glock mags are everywhere? That's not a good reason to own a gun. You own a gun because the gun is good. You own a gun because you're good with the gun. Don't say you own a gun because there's mags everywhere. When's the last time that you went around stripping mags off of corpses? You got a two-way thing about Trigger Hill app. Have you ever looked into it? Nope. Is that a Rhino? It's a 3D printed copy of a Rhino. I'll be fucking argumentative all I want. This is my channel. I finished out my Griffin armament lowered, and it's all ambi. That's cool, Michael. My rifles are all ambi, even though I actually only shoot pistols ambidextrous. When I'm shooting pistols, I always practice left and right. When I shoot rifles, for some reason, I only shoot right-handed. I don't know why. I think it's just because I don't feel comfortable. I have really bad nerve damage with the left arm, so I just, when I'm tilting my head that way, it doesn't feel good. Hello, Car Cam. I'll carry a black powder pistol if I have to. Have I ever shot an anti-tank rifle? I've shot a boys anti-tank rifle, and I've shot a 50 BMG anti-material rifle. Okay. You're in a live with 23 people and you're acting like you're hot shit. Have a good night. Doesn't like it when somebody bitches back at him, so Go fuck around on somebody else's live, you loser. Am I from Tennessee? Nope. Oh, he's already been Felicia there, booty. Like I said, I like conversations, but when a moron comes in and they're acting like a dickhead, they're going away. I got to shoot an RPG 7 2 years ago. They're fun but scary. That would be kind of fun. I wouldn't mind doing that. I'd definitely make a short out of it. Are you afraid of the Spaceship 3 Atlas? I don't know where that is. What that is. Hello, Polaroid player. How you doing tonight, man? We're having a slow start to the live, so get in here. Ask some questions. Guns, dogs, cars, computers, video games, comic books. Let's go. Let's have some fun, man. Do I watch Hickok 45? Only when I'm looking for information on specific firearms. I will say that I did adopt his one-take long-form video style. Not just him, but a couple of other guys. Back in the day when I was doing video game pickups, I would do 45-minute one-take videos of the pickups. So I really do that one. I really do appreciate what he does. Atlas is an asteroid around the sun heading to Mars. Cool. What's the oldest gun you own? I own a 1903 pocket hammerless built in 1907. Most of the time it's some guy that lives in his mom's basement. You talking about Texas Molon Labe? Yeah, probably. How do you fit a new barrel to a 1911? What tools would you use? It all depends on how close it is in terms of its fit. Guys like my buddy Stonehaven will use a Dremel on a Nighthawk Custom to get it to fit. But you could do some slow filing using, very fine files. You could also pay somebody to do it for you. But in terms of locking lugs, most 1911s have 2 locking lugs on top inside of the barrel hood, the slide hood, I mean. And they just need a little bit of fitting and fiddling. Sometimes you might have to change your swinging link. It takes time. It's not something where you can just sit there with a Dremel stone and Dremel it out. He's a great guy and so happens to be my neighbor. Ooh, Hickok? That's cool. Is that a CZ on the wall? Technically, no. That's a Dan Wesson DWX owned by CZ, and that's a Tanfolio Witness. So, no, my SPO1 is not on the wall tonight. The only thing about a dog's hearing if at an outdoor shooting range. Dogs have good hearing. Their hearing isn't as amplified as their smell, but I really don't recommend taking a dog to a range. Like, I've never taken Rocky to a range, and I don't intend to, even though I'm a gun tuber. I will not take him to the gun range. I don't want him around gunshots. You got to remember, they have quite big ears, so they do sell earmuffs for dogs, though. 45 versus 9mm. Can't. I'm going to give you my answer. I don't know if it's the answer that you'll follow along with. Dixon is just trying to throw fuel on fires. I'm a gun guy. I don't give a shit about caliber. If I want to buy a gun and it's only available in 45, I'm going to buy the gun because I want the gun. I don't give a shit about the caliber. If I'm going to buy a gun because it's only available in 10mm, like a Colt Delta Elite, if I find an old one for $800, I don't care if it's only in 10mm. I'm going to buy it anyway. Recoil is, no problem, New York permit. Recoil is gun dependent as well as caliber dependent. There are 380s that are snappier in recoil than 9 or 45. 45 is actually a very pleasant recoil, even though it does have a larger round with a larger powder charge than the 9mm. It's twice the size. Literally, a 230 ball is twice the size of a 115 grain full metal jacket. So even though it has more recoil, it's such a slow recoil, it's much more pleasant. My dog is terrified of loud noises. My dog isn't, and they're actually detonating charges tomorrow to start breaking up ground for a building they're doing. Get an SK SKS. I've had the SKS-D with the detachable mag, and I pass on SKSs all the time. But what's that little green gun behind you? That is a 3D printed replica of a Chiappa Rhino. My buddy Drunk Mouse made it for me. Ruger LCP Max is snappier. Yes, agreed. Have you heard rumors of Glock discontinuing models? Is that true? Also, you said you're not a fan of Glocks. Is that correct? Correct. I am not a fan of Glock, and all you have to do is go to Glock's website. They literally have a full list of the guns they are discontinuing. Much of the Gen 3, Gen 4 lineup is going away because those guns stayed in production predominantly to be sold in states with restrictions, and since California is banning them, they don't even give a shit anymore. That is further proof that Glock doesn't care about the owner, they care about the business. Why don't you like the SKS? It's fine. I'm not saying I don't like it. It just, there are better rifles. I'm not into older style rifles, honestly. The AR-15 is modern in terms of its functionality and design aspects. SKSs, even like a Tapco SKS, they're not that modernized. They're just not. I don't like it. How well do 3D guns hold up? I've never done like a long-term test with one. You're looking at a Ruger Security 9 full size. Good gun. I don't know. I don't mess with 3D printed guns. It's not my style. I know they can break and damage and wear out faster because the material that they're made out of isn't even as good as a $30 Magpul mag. So, grip. I'm thinking about buying a Springfield Echelon. Best 9mm I can find for its price. It's a good gun, but at its price? I had to put a $400 grip module on mine to make it desirable, if that makes sense. My dog pees everywhere as soon as he hears a gunshot. I can't break him of it. Something happened where a loud noise was ingrained in him, and it was terrible. Me, I can literally make loud noises around him. There's when they do construction, jackhammers and stuff, he'll literally sit and watch it. He does not care. When a fire truck goes by my building, he doesn't care. Any opinion on the Security 9? I've messed with them. I've never owned one. No, I've never owned one. I brought home a couple that I was going to buy, and then I was like, eh. Have I ever ate an MRE? Did you like it? I ate older MREs. My dad was in the military, so we always had MREs laying around the house. MREs are fine. I like the spaghetti and meatballs. CZP-10Cs are not $200. They are cheap, but not quite $200. How's it going? Did you see the video that Trench Grenade posted saying they might discontinue the Glock clones also because of what Glock is doing? No, I didn't see that, and I don't actually watch videos from people when they're speculating on things like that for one very big reason, Michael. They are doing it to get views. I will never make a video without actual information on something like that. Companies like Ruger with the RXM, they are not going to stop manufacturing that gun because the reason why Glock is stopping is because they keep getting lawsuits against them. So unless municipalities, states, and federal law enforcement agencies and governing bodies start filing lawsuits against Ruger, against PSA, and all these other companies, they have no reason to stop. A lot of them weren't legal in California anyway, so it didn't matter. They said they might stop making guns too. Thought about buying one just to hold its value. So I've heard a lot of people speculating on that. I'm going to tell you guys one thing. If you're looking at a gun brand that was around for 50 years, like Glock, and Henry's been around longer than that, and you think buying a modern gun, like a new manufactured gun in the last few years because you think it's going to be worth money, you got a long fucking wait coming. Guns don't go up in value like that because they're discontinued. You can look at Hudson as a great example. Hudson H9. Everybody was saying that when they discontinued and went out of business that those guns would skyrocket in price. They literally sell for the same price that they were MSRP'd at. The Kunan 357 went up because that was a pretty awesome 1911 with limited production. But when you're talking about a gun that has had tens of millions of production units manufactured and they're not being recalled, they're not going up in value. They'll hold their value a little better than they would have, but they're not going up in value. Want to get a compensator on a couple of my threaded barrel guns. What kind should I get and where do I go to get it? That's a very hard question for me to answer very definitively, Joe. Harrington Arms, I have Harrington Arms for my SIG in 1911s. They're a really good company. But if you're looking at the Glocks, Glock clones, things like that, maybe check out like Radian Ramjets. But Harrington Arms makes comps for a lot of guns. I would definitely recommend them. What's your opinion on ceramic 5.56 ammo? Never messed with it. Don't know much about it. Guns keep pace with inflation. That's the most you can ask for. Even to that effect, I mean, COVID really messed with gun prices, but when it comes to inflation, if you look at like the Tauruses pre-COVID, they were $240. Post-COVID, they're $240, and we had a massive inflation, supposed a fake inflation. So if they were really keeping up with inflation, a Taurus G3C should be like $350. So again, it all fucking comes down to production numbers, availability, things like that. You have a dog? If so, what breed? Yes, I have a German Shepherd. He's 18 months old. I want a Colt 38 hammerless slide action government special for Christmas. That'd be a cool one, Oliver. I have a 1903 pocket hammerless. That's in 32. .509 tactical, and then the Beretta APX A1 tactical. Look, I respect your decisions. I would recommend if you are going to get to 509 that you do not get a tan one. The largest number of failures with the 5 Series from FN are guns that have been hot Cerakoted. So when they paint the frames tan and use heat to heat them up, their materials are becoming more fragile, which is why Kentucky Ballistics' entire front rail assembly and trigger guard came off of his gun. Taurus has been on sale at my academy for $200 exactly. Hickok 45 has a good channel. Do you know of the old boy? Yes, I know of Hickok. He was one of the earliest guys I was watching back in the day. Oh, you're talking about compensators for those guns. Yeah, look at Harrington Arms, man. Start there. I'm trying to think of other manufacturers that make good compensators, but Harrington Arms is awesome, dude. Is that juice in the Fanta bottle? Fanta is so good. It's just a water-based, sugar-free drink. Do you have an RPG? No, I do not have an RPG. More a fan of flintlocks and like old guns they used back in the Civil War and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. The reason why there are niche people, niche collectors, niche channels is because there are people that really like certain things. Thoughts on a 1911 style and 22 long rifle? That's one right there, Hammerly. That is a Hammerly 1911. I believe it's built by Umarex in Germany. It is a 12-round 22 long rifle 1911, and I'm fine with them. No offense toward your channel, just what you're doing reminds me of them. I don't take any offense to that. I've said it before. I actually adopted my single take long form style for my couch videos from him, so it doesn't offend me in the least. What's a good 380 ACP pistol? The Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, apparently the new Hellcat Pro in 380, the SIG 365 in 380. Ruger makes a couple as well. Hello, Incognito, what's up? Yeah, don't ask me if I have guns, dude. I'm not going to answer repeated do you have questions. Is a silencer and suppressor the same thing? Yes. Unlike clip and magazine, suppressor and silencer are interchangeable terms for a muzzle-based device for a firearm. The original patent or trademark for or copyright for the suppressor actually calls it a silencer. I believe it was spelled silenter, but yeah, silencer and suppressor are interchangeable terms. Just like when people call them cans, it's an accepted term. Unlike when people call box magazines clips, that's just stupid. I'm looking at you through the hole. Actually, if you ever want to improve your eyesight, do this. Forcing your eye to look through a smaller aperture at distance can make your eye focus more on a single point in space, which can actually sharpen your vision. Although, if you are in any way suffering from stigmatism, it could throw you off. Oh, drunk. Dude, I've been having big problems at work. It's not good. Jesus, I'm sorry, dude. Speaking of that question of silencers and suppressors, same thing. I used to think that sciences were different, but thanks for that information. Not a problem, man. Yeah, that sucks, Mouse. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, man. Take care of what you got to do, man. I like your sweater tonight. I don't even remember where I got it. But it fits well. It looks good. It does the job. Self-defense carry, hammerless revolver or compact semi-auto. Personally, I carry a full-size 1911. Yeah, my work is not going well. Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Last time we talked, I thought everything was going all right. Hello, Hanzo. What's up, Hanzo? Hello, Hanzo. I did too. It came out of nowhere. Jesus. Well, that sucks, bro. All right, there we go. I murdered my dog. Yeah, not sure what happened. I had to reset my phone. That was weird. I see Rocky sleeping now. Yep. Yeah. That's his new spot. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, guys. I switched to Wi-Fi and then restarted my phone. Basically, I just closed my phone already. I thought my phone was messed up. Didn't know it was a stream. Yeah, no. People can report me all they want. I have a partner, so it doesn't matter. Got a massive dildo on the floor by the dog. Yeah. It's a massive dog dildo. No, it's a chew bone that he hates. I don't blame him. They don't smell good. And it's really rough. He doesn't like it. How you doing, Bruce? The audio is choppy. Just give it some time here, guys. Look, something happened. The audio is choppy. It's fine on my end, so sorry. Last week we had the same thing where we had problems during the live stream, so if it happens again, we'll just have to end it. Don't blame your dildo on the dog. Dude, I blame my dildo on Zaxxon because he sent me some. So, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, what the fuck's wrong with you? It's all good, man. At least no one tried to report you. People try to report me all the time, but I have a partner because I've been reported falsely too many times. Sorted, ordered my super safety last week on Friday. Just got an email today saying they shipped. Nice, dude. Hello, Joel. My name is not Jim. For me, the audio is cutting out every other word. Restart your phone. Me, the audio is cutting out every other word. Restart your phone. I have perfect audio. I don't know what's going on. Restart your phone. I have perfect audio. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, brother. You gotta have a butt plug necklace if you really want to grow the channel. I have butt plugs. Jimbo, if you were a compact guy, would you go with the Canik Meta Prime or the Shadow 2 Carry? I would go with the Meta Prime for one very big reason. The Shadow 2 Carry will never be in my collection because it's a compromise gun that CZ built to satisfy law enforcement and little bitches that think everything has to have a drop safety. I listen to a person who preaches the gospel and she's reported almost daily. Oh, I'm sure that people are reporting my channel, especially the numbnuts that get banned and shit, but I don't have to worry about it as much because I've had a history of false flags, so now they're all manually reviewed when I get reported, for the most part. I backed out and the sound is good now. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably because of the stuttering we were having. It was either a combination of YouTube and my phone or the fact that I had to kill my stream, bring it back in order for it to work. Donnie, what's going on? You look different, not sure, but you look better. Keep it up. Whatever you're doing. I got a dog and I've lost 30 pounds. I shaved all my hair off and I don't eat as much bad shit. Although I did have a Snickers today and I feel like crap. Could be wearing one right now. Oh, not a necklace, and you don't really wear a butt plug as much as you just retain one. Hello, Beach. Subscriptions help channels grow. I know I'm a little bit of a broken record when I ask for that, but I'm not asking you to give me money. I'm not asking you to donate. I'm not asking you to give me money for nothing. If you become a member, you'll get early access to videos and shit like that when I do batch filming. But when it comes down to it, helping a channel grow is just helping somebody achieve their dream. And this isn't actually my dream, but it's the dream I have now. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a gun tober. Mrs. Mouse said good for him when she heard you say you lost 30 pounds. It's more of a I became a fat ass and gained 30 pounds, so thank her for thanking me or congratulating me. But it's more like I'm down to a more sensible weight. I was getting heavy. Love your Ruger build. Thank you. You need another Snickers. You're not yourself when you're hangry. And wearing a butt plug. Good job on losing the weight. Thank you. The weight is, again, the main thing is, it was because I was living a much more sedentary lifestyle. With that, before I had Rocky, I'd sit in front of my computer for like 14 hours a day. You know, or I'd be sitting in the store for 10 hours a day. And with Rocky, every morning I have to take him to the dog park. Every morning we walk around the dog park. He does his obedience training. I'm walking him around. He's eating more than I am because I just, you know, I feed him and then I watch him eat and then I don't eat much, you know. I made a couple of hot dogs and I only ate one. It's, you know. You got a gun store. I own an FFL. I'm not really doing anything with the gun store side of it right now. I'm doing special orders, transfers, things like that, but only by appointment. Yo, what's up? It's been a while. How you doing, Dusty? I'm a firm believer that you are a good YouTuber. I just wish people would quit making false accusations of people about who do YouTube for a living and don't do anything wrong. I appreciate that, Sam. I'm gaining weight because I'm so stressed out from work. I started doing push-ups and crunches to cope with the stress. I get that, man. And you just stay strong, Mouse. I'm sorry that shit's going down for you, but you're fucking strong, dude. You'll get through it. You'll come out fucking way ahead too. I know you. You got this, brother. Bruce, you are a GunTube legend. I've actually heard my name said by so many other people that I didn't realize even knew who the hell I was, that it's kind of funny. I used to watch all these guys. I used to watch Patrick E. Kelly, and he had 20,000 subs. I'm like, God, I would love to have 20,000 subs someday. And then just got lucky. There's nothing else I can really say about it. I got fucking lucky. I made a video that was popular. It took a viral hit. Did you eat the hot dog vertically? It's more of I just tilted my head back, laid on my back, and just kind of slid it in slowly while a weird music was playing. Appreciate the support. Yep, not a problem, dude. Pistol Pete worships the ground you walk on. And again, it's one of those surprising things. Some guys watch me and they really get what I'm trying to do. Pistol's awesome, man. Pistol Pete is cool as fuck. I wish I had been able to go to GunCon to meet him. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But, yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's just, you know, you're good at YouTube and authentic. Thank you. Yeah. I've heard your name in some videos and other lives too. I've seen a couple of clips of mine put into other videos. I've gone over to a couple of live streams because other people have told me they were talking about me. And there are some people that I've had a beef with, honestly, like Vintage Warfare and I, we squashed it. But there was a point where he and I, you know, I was a vocal critic, but we're squashed. We're good. There's content creators that don't like me because I'm very vocal against them and the way they conduct their business, but I'm not calling people out as much anymore. I don't want to be that guy. You know, I don't want to be Gamers Nexus. I don't want to be Hardware Unboxed. If you're in the tech sphere, you'll know that both of those channels used to be positive, upbeat, here's something cool, but they did one investigative journalism piece, or they did one hit piece against a manufacturer, and that became their viral hit. So they've been chasing that ever since. So when a channel changes everything it's about to chase what they were, you know, that made them famous, it's a little hard to retain genuine affection for that channel. Luckily, my attention came along because I hate Glock, and I won't change that stance. Like a hot dog down a hallway. It's a big hallway. Are those BB guns? Big BB guns. In my opinion, the top GunTube legends are Hickok, Pistol Pete, and the Jimmini Show. Thank you, Dusty. Hello, SideQuest.
I need to get rhinoplasty. I don't know what I'm doing, and you can't stop me.
Mouse, did I tell you that I got Daria to sign as a sponsor for the channel? So that's going to be good. I got a big name manufacturer, so that's good. I used to give Chanson so much shit when he started, but we were pretty tight now. Yep, I remember that, Bruce. I used to have to stop you two. I just got here. Did you say you hated Glock? Yes, to be clear, I hate Glock the company. I don't give a shit about their guns. I have a Glock tattoo. Their guns are fine. They're reliable. They'll get you home. They'll save your life. But they're also discontinuing many of their guns because California said no, thus proving that Glock is nothing but a money-grubbing corporation, which everybody knew. Companies like Glock, Apple, IBM, all these big companies, they are out to make money. That's their sole purpose. They don't give a fuck about you and me. So, yeah, I hate the company. Oh, no, you didn't tell me that. It's amazing. Good job. Yeah, thanks, man. They signed up today. I got a couple of good leads. My guy at Bursa, the guy that handles the creator content and distribution for Bursa, he's still trying to get me their 2011. I signed a contract with them for that gun like 2 months ago. I'm just waiting for one to become available as a review sample. I told them I would buy the gun, and they just still haven't sent it, so I'm waiting for that. But yeah, I'm working with companies now, so we're going to produce more, and I'm going to make that step up and compensate for what I'm not making doing other stuff. Daniel, what's going on? So, my main goal is I want to be able to make content and have fun with my dog. You know, the store will come back. I'm working on that. I'm buying some building materials this month, and we're going to set it up. I'm condensing the interior of the store a little bit. I mean, the store floor was always the size it's still going to be, but I'm getting rid of one of the rooms because I'm expanding my living quarters. I'm making my apartment a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. Heard about that, and I've never been a big Glock fan. Don't even own one, but I want to build a 26X, and that will probably be the only Glock I get. I mean, it's. Again, I've said this so many times that I'm sure there has to be a super edit that somebody could make of it. Glocks are not perfection. Glocks are reliable because they have shit tolerances. They are mediocre at best, but they have excellent marketing, and their company marketing team is probably one of the best in the business because they were able to convince millions of people that an extremely mediocre gun is the most reliable gun in the world. An AK-47 is much more reliable than a hand-built AR-15. Yet AR-15s are the better gun, demonstrably. 1911s, CZ-75s, Beretta 92s, are all demonstrably better guns than the Glocks. But the Glocks are more reliable because they have terrible, terrible tolerances. When you can take the slide and do this with it while it's put together, because there is so much air gaps between the rails and the frame and the slide, that gun is going to run, which is what they want. Which is what people want. They want a gun that's reliable. Great, but stop calling it perfect. Stop saying they're the best guns in the world. They aren't even in the top 100 for me. I would take a fucking P08 Luger before a Glock in terms of reliability and function. California's trying to put them out of business. What else could they do? That's pretty aggressive state government action against them. I mean, considering states can ban whatever they want, and on the federal level there's not much that can be done about it, it's kind of hilarious. What's up, kids? Get in here. Say hi. If y'all want to see a magic trick, just start saying AK is better than AR. A guy named McManus will appear. I'm surprised Stone isn't in here, but I think he's doing a church thing. I really got into double stack 1911, so I'm going to buy a platypus. That's an interesting firearm, too. I've always kept saying I want to buy one, but I don't want to deal with the 20 to 24 week wait. I could have had 3 of them by now. Oh, I love my P08 Luger. It's my favorite. Yeah. What good is your gun in a man's boxing match? Honestly, if I'm in a fight that doesn't require a firearm, if I can't win a fist fight, then I deserve to lose. You're 100% right. If you are in a disagreement with another person that doesn't require a life or death solution, and you're getting into a fist fight, if you win the fist fight or lose the fist fight, then you learned a lesson. 100%, dude. I know you're trying to be a dick, but you're also right. A gun, when used against another person, should only be used in the event that you fear for your life or the life of somebody around you. I love 1911s. Nice, Ted. How do you keep your gun safe from kids but also easily accessible in a hurry? Is there like a thumbprint case? I don't have kids yet and just getting into guns. Well, I don't have children. I have a gun room. But if I know that there's going to be children present, I do lock up my guns and I do have thumbprint pistol safes. But I don't have kids, so I don't care. And I don't let kids walk around my place. Also, the guns on display are not loaded. There are 7 guns that are loaded in this building. I know where they all are, and they're all secured. But that's a great question. If you are going to be somebody who has miniature human beings with the mental capacity of a duck, you do want to figure out something to do. There are a lot of biometric safes on the market now that are literally just your thumbprint. There's also safes on the market that you can have your keychain. So if you have your keychain handy on your desk, you can just grab that, push the button, or just have it touch the safe and it'll automatically open it. I have a thumbprint lockbox next to my bedside with 4 loaded guns in it. I don't have kids too, just live in a horrible communist state. Lol. Yeah, no shit, right? 10 millimeter or 9 millimeter? Doesn't matter to me. Whatever gun I like. I own a lot of 9s, I own a lot of 45s, I own 6 40s and like 4 10s. I don't really care. Just got a Sig Sauer M18. Any recommendations for a red dot sight? You'll need a plate because they are cut for the doctor's footprint. I would just go with the Romeos though. Romeos are direct mount to the Sig pistols. So like a Romeo 1 Pro or a Romeo 1 would be a good option. Pinion, 2 guys each take 1 handgun and participate in a 3-day 3,000 round competition. 1 guy has a standard Beretta 9mm, the other one has a Colt 1911. Who's winning the competition? Honestly, the 1911 will probably win. Now, if you're asking which gun is going to have more stoppages, the 1911 will probably have more jams than the Beretta will, but the Colt will still beat it in the competition. What is your favorite rifle? My custom AR. It's not up on the wall right now, but there's videos on my channel of it. It's a very expensive, sponsored, basically build. Every component in my gun was given to me, so it's a $4,800 rifle that I didn't pay a penny for, so makes it my favorite rifle. Although my grandfather's 1939 Winchester 1894 is pretty high up there in terms of my sentimentality as well. I have a pimple starting in the ridge of my nose, probably from my VR headset, and it's really annoying because it hasn't broken through the skin yet like this one did, and I know when it does it's going to suck. Everybody get in here, like and subscribe, bro. Otherwise, I'm going to start picking my nose. Halloween live stream is coming up, so you guys need to decide whether you want to see me dress up as a goth cat girl or as a Catholic priest or whatever. Rocky. Dude, you were spazzing. You good? Alright. Sorry, he was twitching. He does that. He starts running in his sleep, and I'm worried he'll hurt himself. Do revolvers ever malfunction? Yes, they can lose timing. A lot of Taurus revolvers, if you pull the trigger too fast, if you spam the trigger, you can actually lock the cylinder. Hypothetically speaking, the competition would be to judge performance, accuracy, and durability. Again, if stoppages is only one small section of it, I still think the 1911 will win because they have a better trigger for accuracy. Durability, the components they're made out of are actually more robust than the Beretta. Berettas have a issue with their locking blocks over time, especially a standard one. Nice collection. Thank you, Wild Child. Goth Cat Girl Lol, why do I feel like you already have all those costumes? Because Zaxxon sent them to me. They were sent to me last year, and they're sitting in a drawer. Last year, we did the Halloween live stream. It was like $1,500, and I dressed up as a maid pumpkin with small fake tits. Now I got giant ones. If I was going to carry a 1911 security, is there one that you would recommend, preferably double stack? If you want a double stack one that you can carry that isn't going to break the bank, look at the TSOS BR9. I have the Gen 2 with the bull barrel. That thing is like $850, and it shoots amazing, and it's optics cut. Look at the Mac 9 double stack though. If you're willing to spend a little bit more, because they're RMR cut out of the box. Also made by TSOS, so you can't go wrong either way with those. Hello, Wild Child. 30-06 or 45-70, it doesn't matter to me. I don't shoot rifles enough to really care, and I don't do like hunting, so I don't really need to have a differentiation between a 30-06 and a 45-70. Whatever you're comfortable with. That's the same thing I tell everybody when it comes to handguns, man. Whatever you like. I have a couple of 45-70s, but it just it is. I'm sorry, Rocky. I didn't mean to wake you up, but dude, you were twitching like a motherfucker. What's the revolver in the back? The revolver in the back is a Heritage Barkeep 22 long rifle with the Magnum cylinder. Would you ever run a CZ75? If yes, what model? I have a few times. I have an SP01 with upgraded trigger and internals that I run all the time when I'm not running a 1911. I used to run the P01, and in terms of like CZ75 inspired guns, the Chris Sphinx is one I just got back from a friend. I gave it to him as a gift a couple of years ago, but he hasn't been doing anything with guns, and I gave him a gun that he could get rid of without feeling guilty, and if he ever wants it back, he can buy it back. But yeah, that is basically a P01. It's a all metal, basically it's the Swiss 2011. It's the P01, or it's the Chris Sphinx SDP Compact Alpha. Look it up. It's a very rare model. I do not have a Kirby gun. Hey, Tara, what's going on? I've always been curious about what it would look like if Glock made a revolver. If Glock made a revolver, I can tell you right now, go look up Ruger's polymer airweights. I think it's Ruger. Look up any company's polymer revolver. Look at a Polyjudge. Glock 10. Glocks are all going away. How are you? I'm doing great. How are you today, Tara? Everybody, go subscribe to Tara. Tara is amazing. I'm afraid that if I ever got to go shooting with her, I would go home crying because I've watched Tara's videos. Holy shit, she is such a good shot. What's the little revolver you have on the wall? What caliber is it? It's 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum. It's got 2 cylinders. You can see the other cylinder with it. That is a Heritage Barkeep. Thoughts on FRTs? I don't really care. Honestly, I don't. They became very popular this year because after the original manufacturer of the original FRTs won their lawsuit against the U.S. government, everybody decided to start making them. I have a Franklin Armory binary trigger in my AR-15. That thing is fast enough. But unless you're just running something in 22, the minute you start running 9s, 5.56, 7.62 by 39s with FRTs, holy shit, that gets expensive, dude. I have a shorts video where I'm firing my binary trigger AR-15 with a 40-round mag in it. 5.56, and I was using good shit, so it was like 60 cents a round. That was $24 in ammo in like 3 seconds. I mean, is that what you want to do with your ammo? I mean, if it is, more fucking power to you, but it's the money thought. Do you know about any foreign weapons, blunt or like cultural? What do you mean? I just bought an FNL amazing rifle. FNL? What's an FNL? Hey, good evening, sir. Jimmini, 2 questions. What's your opinion of the Walter PDP F? And have you shot a polymer PDP and a steel frame PDP? Thanks, and hoping business is booming. I like the F series. It was originally designed for females, but the grip is much more ergonomic than the standard PDP. I have not shot the steel frame PDP. I would be interested to, but it's $1,400. I'm not spending that kind of money. Like, do you just do other guns? Do you just do guns or other weapons, blunt, etc.? Do you mean like axes, tomahawks, maces, things like that? No, I don't do any of that stuff. Specifically firearms. FAL. Ooh, FAL would be cool. That shoots standard is 7.62 by 51. Am I wrong? 308. Friend got me a weird 1911 from a brand I've never heard of. It says one time popular, but it's rare nowadays. It's called Safari Arms. Never heard of it. Let me look that up. I've never actually heard of that myself. Interesting. The finger groove is interesting. It's not my style, but the gun, other than that, looks cool. I would never be able to keep it because my first instinct would be to grind off that fucking finger groove. I actually just bought the thing. It's an amazing find. Haven't shot it yet. Haven't even gotten any ammo. Damn. Crossbows, yeah, a good crossbow will be heavy. I mean, they have like cheap ass commercial ones that you can buy just for screwing around after Daryl Dixon got really popular on The Walking Dead. Kind of brought crossbows and bolts back into fashion. Yeah. Hey Raimundo, what is going on, Raimundo? Hey Raimundo, what you doing? I did not realize that my life is lagging. Anyways, what are we at? 9:19, so about 45 minutes. Yeah, everything's fine with me, man. Just doing my daily couple hours here and there. Working on uploading, and I'm editing a video right now in Premiere Pro, which is actually, I think it's bogging my computer down because it's a 4K file that's editing right now. Whatever. Well, I'll get it finished and put up. Yeah, so I'm about 45 minutes into an hour and 10-minute video of edits. So, yeah. VR playing is fun, but god damn, it takes a long time. Hey, sir, you have a good night, and I'll catch you in the next. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for coming in for another visit. I appreciate that. That's just a background. Anything behind a person is technically a background. Even if it was green screen, it would still be a background. I'm actually a big fan of the Old West revolvers. My two favorite are the Colt Walker and the Schofield 45. Interesting guns. I'm not as big a fan. So, unlike a lot of people, like if you watch most gun tubers, the vast majority of them started as fetuses. You know, like grandma was shoving guns up mama to give them to the baby, kind of a thing. I didn't pick up my first gun until I was almost 38 years old. What's up, Jim? Glad to see you in a good mood. Yeah, thanks. Oh, I just tried to push my own eyeball in, so that sucks. Dual wield crossbows, go for it. Is 9mm better than 40 for concealed carry? Not really. What matters with concealed carry is what you're comfortable and competent with. You might suck with a 22, or you might be fucking John Wick with the 22. So, no. But, so like I said, I didn't pick up my first gun until 2017. So I was literally old already. My favorite gun is a Remington in 44. Jesus Christ. I shouldn't be this tired, but I was up late editing and filming. So I'm kind of into this game right now, and filming it takes about an hour to an hour and a half per episode, and editing it takes about 2 hours an episode, so it sucks. I have a 365. I'm a left-handed shooter. What's my options for a gas pedal? Thanks, bro. Look at Sharps Brothers frames. They have integrated gas pedals on both sides. It's hard to put a gas pedal on the offside or the right-hand side of a left-hand shooter's gun, so I need to get off my butt and edit the last two shooting matches. It's amazing how easily that slips, but yeah, I was looking at the file sizes. I got 300 gigabytes of video I got to go through. Saber Claw trigger thoughts. I've never messed with one. For the X Macro, yeah, they still make that frame. Sharps Brothers makes a frame. It's a very expensive frame, but in terms of gas pedals, because of the way that the slide lock comes through or the takedown comes through, you'd have to find one that's reversible, and I don't know of any that are reversible. Would you suggest hollow point ammo for self-defense because it's actually illegal for civilians here where I live? New Jersey is a place where they're illegal to carry, but you can have them for home defense. Some people will tell you that it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. However, if you wind up in an exigent circumstance and somebody has articulated suspicion that you might be committing a crime and the police confiscate your firearm and find hollow points in it, they can confiscate the firearm, create a whole hoopla and blah, and if you have some shitty insurance like USCCA, they're going to make you plea and you're going to lose your gun rights. So are hollow points really worth it, or do you just practice aiming? There's a lot of guns that are cool, but what I have is really all I need. I love your channel and your thought process. God bless. Robert, thank you for saying that. And the way I present my channel, my thoughts, my opinions, other than on the live streams, I'm back and forth, so I'm just ripping off whatever comes off my brain pan. But on the long form videos, when I take a look at a new gun, I'm giving you my opinion from a buyer's perspective, not from a gun tuber's perspective. I don't give a shit how easy it is to hit a target at 100 yards with a fucking micro pistol. What I care about is the build quality, how easy they are to maintain, how easy they are to take down, whether or not the company gives you everything you need in the box to make the gun functional immediately, like a holster or extra mags or cleaning kits and shit like that. So it does make me very different. If anything, hollow points should be required. Yes, but as long as there's politics, oh my god, those hollow points are so evil and bad. Hollow points are the devil's work. They open up and then they just cause all kind of damage and you can't close it up. Bitch, if that motherfucker's coming at me, I want him to die. Is there good insurance? No. Find a lawyer in your area. Look up 2A lawyers in your reasonable area and find out what their yearly retention is. I bet you it'll be the same or less than carry insurance. Looking for a VP9 SK. Yeah, I don't have that answer because I'm a right-hander. I shoot left-hand ambidextrously, but I don't do it competitively, so I don't need a gas pedal. Typically, when I'm shooting left-handed, I'm shooting with a very light grip because the only reason I'm going to be potentially shooting left-handed is if my right arm stops working, either because of my nerve damage or because of damage. I'm on my second SAR USA pistols. You need to get one, bro, please. I've got several SAR guns. I just don't keep them very often because they're easily replaceable. Less chance of unintended casualties with hollow point. Yeah, but also following the 4 cardinal rules is very important. You know, keep your finger off the trigger unless you're ready to shoot it. Always treat a gun like it's loaded. Always know your target and what's beyond it. That is one of the most important things. Also, don't point your gun at something unless you're ready to destroy it. Refresh my memory, are hollow points in the ammo nickname Cop Killers the same round? Some people refer to them as the same. Now, there are different types of hollow points. There are fragmenting hollow points, such as the RIP rounds, the RIP, radically invasive projectile rounds. Those ones will pedal off and flake off in the body and cause multiple wound channels. There were black talons back in the day that when they expanded as they were fired, they would form almost a claw that spun and cause a lot of damage. But yes, hollow points were colloquially called cop killers. Dude, something's wrong with the live stream because YouTube is making it really difficult to find. No, there's something wrong with YouTube because they're making all my shit hard to find. Those RIP rounds look like a gimmick. They had them for sale in Wyoming when I was there. They've been proven in like ballistics gel and in actual use that they will cause a lot of damage. But the fact that they named them RIP rounds, and I believe there was a skull on the package, it's kind of like when Elon Musk bought a position in the U.S. government and then called it DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. Go fuck yourself. Train with both hands, also have nerve damage in the right hand. Yeah, so I've always been physically slightly disabled, but I've always also done things ambidextrously. Like I can write with my left hand. I'm left-footed, even though I'm right-handed. I'm cross-eyed dominant. And one day when I was shooting, I'm like, I wonder if I can shoot left-handed. And it turns out I'm actually more accurate left-handed because I'm a slower shooter left-handed. And YouTube is doing something shady. It's basically a shadow ban kind of a thing, Drunk, but also I didn't put up the notification until like 6:30. But YouTube, with their monetization schema and the way they're doing things right now, they would rather have a mukbang channel or a 900-year-old granny doing yoga in a bikini rather than somebody that's trying to give common sense knowledge on guns to people. Hello, Hype. SRQ, what is going on, sir? Dude, I wouldn't want to ever have to use those rip rounds in self-defense. Prosecutor would use it straight to jail. Yeah, that's kind of why they fell off immediately. Again, when you're carrying a round that has a skull on the box, or it was either a skull or a tombstone, I can't remember. But yeah, you literally call your rounds rips. I mean, come on. If you think open carry is smart, can you explain it to me? I don't get it. I don't think it's smart. I am actually actively opposed to open carry. The only time open carry is accessible is in a few situations. Number one, when I work at gun stores and when I'm in my gun store, I open carry because I want some nimrod that's coming in thinking he's going to start shit to know that there's armed people that are in opposition to him. If you do an occupation such as farming or you're out in the woods a lot and you need instant access to that firearm, that's an acceptable reason to open carry, sporting purposes, etc. If you're just walking around downtown with a fabric drop leg fucking holster with a high point in it, you're just an idiot. You're telling people you're armed. Also, if you're under 21, the vast majority of states do not allow you to conceal carry under 21. So because when I see them on TV and movies, they're feared by cops because they were able to go through a cop's vest. That's also a lie. Hollow points don't go through vests. Makes sense. Haha, they look like fun to shoot at watermelon or fruit in the forest and the desert, but not for self-defense. Yep. That makes sense, but like in Walmart, I feel like it just makes you target number one if shit goes down. Yeah, it does, but also it's Walmart. So, number one, most Walmarts are banning guns now because the number of shootings that have occurred. But yes, if somebody is out, again, you're carrying a fucking high point and a drop leg holster because, number one, you're too stupid to pass the concealed carry class. Yeah, I absolutely approve of you open carrying a firearm in that manner because you will absorb the rounds necessary to allow me to get my gun out and into service effectively. And I will thank you in the media. I guess his name was Daryl. Daryl couldn't get the clasp open on his drop leg Serpa in time to take out his hot point that apparently, according to the police, he didn't have a round in the chamber because he was carrying it in condition 3, unloaded, hammered, striker down. Yeah, if it wasn't for him, other people would have been in danger, but luckily the bad guys realized that Daryl over there was probably somebody they wanted to pay attention to. They didn't notice that I was carrying a 1911 because all they saw was a dipshit open carrying. I like the pistols, man. Keep it up. Thank you. It's really strange. The movie theater we go to has armed security and wearing full plate carriers, and it's a good area. It's California, so my plan is to run away instead of using my gun. God forbid I ever have to. The best gunfight is the one you don't have to be in. Yep. Yeah, so, Drunk. You're 100% right. If you have the ability to get away from the situation, the first thing you should always do is try to de-escalate or get away from the situation. A firearm should only be used in case of last resort. And I know that everybody's going to say this. You aren't there. You don't understand what's happening. You aren't in the moment. And you're right. But I've been in shit hits the fan situations where it's either you pull the gun or you turn away. There's lots of situations. I hear people all the time saying, God, this guy cut in front of me at Taco Bell. If I had my gun, I'd pull it on him. You don't deserve to have a fucking gun then. I'm very supportive of open carry, but only to the point wearing a gun belt and holster with a vest or jacket over it. Dusty, as I've said many times, if you are not trying to generate an aura of superiority by open carrying that way, fine. If you're covering a vet with a vest or jacket over your gun, technically you aren't open carrying it, but I get where you're coming from. You're the guy that cuts in front of people at Taco Bell. I have never cut in front of anybody at Taco Bell. I am not in that big a hurry to get diarrhea.
You should get a top Baja Blast.
Oh, I should get sugar with sugar wrapped in sugar and dunked in sugar and covered in ice cubes? Nah. If I want beans, I'll just eat beans. He's racist. No, he's an asshole. There's a big difference. Taco Bell is really good at making diarrhea. Dude, I used to eat a party pack and shit it out before the next day. You alive, boy? Yeah, there he is, buddy. How you doing, buddy? You doing okay, pal? You doing okay, Rocky? You want to come here? You good? Or are you tired? He's laying around like a lump. Although he looks a little bloated from the catfish he ate today. I gotta watch him. Dude, if you shit the bed, I swear to God, I'm gonna buy you another one because I love you too much. I added to my filament tower. Can I send you a picture? Sure. Asshole, who called? What's the prediction on Glock parts now that they're discontinued? Nothing's gonna change, brother. The guns that are already out there are not being recalled or confiscated. There's millions of them out there, and there's millions of fucking morons that will buy the guns just because they're discontinued. Like when I'm sitting down, you can't see my gun, but once I stand up, it's visible and obvious I'm wearing it. Look, man, I've said my piece towards it, and I respect your answer back. If I come off as anti-open carry, it's just because I am, but not in a vicious way. If you open carry, that's fine. I don't care. But I'm not going to do it. And again, it's different from the situation I described. You're talking about doing it in a way that you're ready to use your firearm. That's more like putting it towards a law enforcement, protective kind of guy. But, yeah, there's just no way I can really... I get where you're coming from, but I'm not changing my stance. That's me and White Castle go straight through me. Oh, White Castle, home of the flame-boiled burger. The only time I eat White Castle is when I was drunk, and I don't drink anymore. I won't be making new parts, slide OEM part kits, etc. Who cares? Who uses stock parts, a-hole? I hate stock parts. Third, Jimmini, stay safe, stay healthy, and continue giving great advice. I don't want attention while carrying, so appendix for me. I might eventually go to appendix now that I've lost some weight. I just don't like the feeling of my 1911 poking my junk. There's only one 5-inch piece of steel in my pants. I'd do it if I was a cop or hunting, but other than that, yeah, I respect your opinion, and I wouldn't ask. No harm, bro. Yeah, so, but, you know, you seem to have a more civil reason for doing it, and I respect that. I want to get the new printer the company released, but it's not available yet in the USA. Pete, you have a great night as well. Let me go to my email, brother. Oh, I won some video games. Nice. Dude, triple stacking. Holy shit. Well, is there anything you can't frickin' do now? Yay, I won some video games that I can flip on eBay. Mrs. Mouse is not a fan of the mess. Lol. I get it, but I'm looking to profit from all the idiots that worship Glonk perfection. Yeah. And thanks for that TM. What did I do? Oh, with my penis. Gotcha. No problem. I can feel you judging me. Dude, if you saw my... Hold on. I haven't moved anything off that desk in 3 weeks. Trust me. It just keeps gaining new shit. There is nothing that I understand more than mess. You should get a Pit Viper. Absolutely. As soon as somebody gives me the $7,500 for a used one. Dude, I have a dog, man. I have a dog that eats like $100 in treats a month. I can't afford that shit. Thanks, feel better now. Yeah, I'm not the best ever judge though. What's with the test bench computer? So that computer case I just showed you guys used to be my other Intel system, but I sold that processor and then I damaged the socket. I have the Obsidian that's next to the dog that I want to build in, but that's not the final form. I want to get whatever the new Intel or AMD comes out, and I'm waiting for a 5090, so I'm just not in a hurry to build it. I want to do another full custom water cooling rig, but the equipment for the water cooling rig, I want to do full water cooling, separate loops, all that shit in the Corsair. It would be about $2,000 worth of just fittings and pipes and shit to do that, so I'm not in a hurry. I had a 12900K. I sold the 14900K a long time ago and went back to the 12 series. And I sold the 12. Now I'm running an i7 14700K, which is plenty for gaming. Am I buying a 5090? At some point I will. That's a 4070 Ti. My buddy Sam really needs an upgrade to his computer. So if I can get a 5090 for under MSRP, at some point I will, and then I'll get rid of this one. When my family comes to visit, we clean up the office. My sister visits up north and stay there for like a week when she's off school. I just 3D print her a bed. Stone! What up, motherfucker? I don't get the hype for glonks, but they are the Yeti of the gun world, I guess. Not for long, they're not.
Pretty soon, they're going to be the Saturday night specials of the gun world.
Couldn't have happened to a better company, fucking assholes. Gaston Glock dies and his company starts going down the drain. Nah, we have a full-size futon. Dude, I missed the opportunity to get a really nice futon. So I've got an old 50-inch Vizio that I was going to put up in the store along with a futon so that when I have friends come over and hang out, we can just sit up there and watch shit. Yeah. Your chinchillas are allowed? I don't remember that from the multiple times you've invited me to stay at your house. Ow! You have multiple 5090s? You know, if you're a business, you could always donate one to me and get a $2,500 write-off. Just saying. How long were you trying to type that word, numbnuts? Just got me a Glock 20. Cool. Futons are the best in the 90s. I slept in one more than my bed. Dude, in the 90s I had a water bed. Bought two on release, sold one that day for $5K, so mine cost nothing. Yeah, so my buddy, I had the 4090 and the 14900K. I wasn't using either. So I sold the 4090 back when they were still like $1,800. Bought a 3090. Sold that. I had bought a water blocked 3090 on eBay for $600 because it was untested and it worked perfect. And then I wound up selling that for $1,000. Most recently, I had a 3080. I sold that because that came into my store. I wound up buying a 4070 Ti and a AMD computer system and a 300 blackout AR-15 for $500. I sold the AR-15 for $350 and the computer for $200. So I got a 4070 for free. 4070 Ti. You only got a 5800 X3D and a 3080 FTW. 3080 is still a great card, man. Don't let people talk you into that shit. Yes, my 4070 Ti is faster than a 3090, but you know it's not worth that much. Mrs. Mouse bought the futon from Wayfarer. Oh, I buy from the Salvation Army. Whoa, I did not notice that. Hold on. Okay. I didn't notice that the all-in-one cooler had moved closer to the wall. If it gets too flush to the wall, it'll actually stop working. Damn it! Milo. Yeah, I had it since it came out. Nothing wrong with that, man. I normally buy new gear every other drop, but I ain't been gaming, so I've been buying firearms. No problem. Yeah, I love my waterbed, but yeah, we couldn't take it when my dad got stationed in Germany. All out of clean tiles and sheet on top of the futon after washing them. That happens all the time. 4080 Super is more than enough for games. Absolutely agree. 4080 Super is amazing. Honestly, I've been playing my VR game, Ghosted Tabor. With the 4070 Ti, I'm locked at 120 FPS, which is the max frame rate of the headset. I'm fine with that, dude. I don't need faster than that. And that's on epic settings, everything turned up. So, I agree with you, dude. I actually just recently, like my HT PC, which isn't really small, but my living room PC has a fucking 980 in it. And it has a fucking i7 4790K. That's how old my living room PC is. My office is pretty much my 3D printing room, storage room now, where Mrs. Mouse sometimes takes Zoom calls from. That's too funny. So I have a buddy that's trying to get a 5090. He's been trying for the longest time to get one at cost. As soon as he buys one, he's selling me his 4090, and when I get the 4090, I'm selling that 4070 Ti to a friend. Only upgrade from a 4080 Super is a 5090. That would be gains you would notice. Pretty much, man. And unless you are gaming at 4K, everything maxed out, even a 4080 is not, you're not going to get, unless you're doing that massive upgrade, you're not going to see it as much. Also, 50 series has that massive frame generation shit, but I don't like that. Lucas, nice wall. Thanks, man. It's very empty right now. What do you think of the SIG MCX Virtus with the 16-inch barrel? Have you had a chance to shoot it? I have not had a chance to shoot one, but I ordered one for a customer. It feels good in the hands. We saw the movie Good Fortune. It was pretty good worth seeing. I'm sure my friend will steal it, and I'll watch it on Plex at some point. I know I'm going to meet one of my buddies when I go to pick up this. So I bought a Nintendo DS Lite from an auction tonight, and a bunch of games that are super rare. Fucking paid out the nose for them, but I'll make money on eBay with them. And I know the guy that I was bidding against, and it's going to be funny. Frame generation is garbage if you play online games, and that's 99% of games. Yes, agreed. I bought an Atrius safety. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to work. My dog looks so happy. He's sleeping like a Rocky. He's smiling. I sometimes fear that I'm not, like, active enough with my dog being disabled, but he seems to like me. Do you get any of them RPG games? No, I don't. I apologize. What's your timings on your RAM? I'm waiting on that 256 gigabyte CL28 ECC DIMMs. I don't mess with that. I'm running the G-Skill Ripjaws 5 6400 megahertz shit at whatever the board handles. I think they're running at 5000 megahertz right now. How many firearms do you own? Just curious. I don't know. Triple digits, that's all I know. So the memory right now is running at 4800 megahertz, so, or mega transfers per second. How you doing on the Titty Stream Halloween donation goal? Also, don't worry, Rocky loves you. I know he does. It's just I always worry. We're still $918 away. Your dog is disabled. No, I'm disabled. You do a lot of overclocking for CPU, GPU, RAM, but I don't mess with often. I used to mess with it more often. Like, if I want to go and mess with, like, an early Ryzen system, I love overclocking those. My 4790Ks were hilarious to overclock because you get ridiculous numbers. My overclocked water-cooled systems always ran 30 to 35% overclock. But modern systems, like when this thing is processing Adobe Premiere, it's already clocking in at like 5.2 gigahertz. I don't need to overclock it anymore. Also, I am not doing any competitive benchmarking anymore because this system is so boring and plebeian. Atria Safety is an FRT. Got it. Night, everyone. 4 a.m. comes fast. Bodie, thank you, brother. Appreciate that, Joe. Overclocking GPU, CPU is much easier than RAM overclocking. Yes, agreed. Because, I used to overclock the RAM a lot, but you wind up messing with your timings, your voltage, your clocks, your fucking everything. It's not worth it, man. It really isn't worth it anymore. For gaming, the games I play, like Ghost of Tabor in 4K uses 50% GPU, 43% CPU on average. So overclocking will do nothing because it's not maximizing the efficiency of the components as it is. You run labs on your computer trying to break that RSA encryption. That's kind of funny. Let me know when you do it. I will be your co-author. Basically, I'll put my name on your document, and then I'll take half the credit and all the money. We could become the new pirate software and hack water systems or some shit for nuclear power plants. I'm falling over. No, you're doing drugs. My RAM would just end up not working after months of working and then not working. Yeah, dude, I've run into that so many times. It could be like, in some instances, I've damaged the RAM controller on the CPU. What do you think of the Fusion Firearms XP Pro? Love it. I've got one. It's just not up on the wall right now. It was last week. It's not this week. You got to move out of there drunk. I'm waiting on my super safeties to come in to try them out. So, anyways, yeah, I need to reach out to Fusion and see if they want to start doing ads. I really enjoy it. I don't like the grip. I've been vocal about that from the beginning. Then they came out with the new grip module, but I already modified mine. I filled all the golf ball divots with carbon ceramic, ceramic dust, silicone carbide, excuse me. And then I wrapped the whole grip in Talon tape. So it is permanently altered, but it feels so good in the fucking hands now. Am I a fan of Glocks? Nobody's a fan of Glocks. You're either a zealot or you are sensible. I have a Glock tattoo. I want to order the new one. I want to remove the grip panels. Yeah. Well, you can also just order the grip module. So I could put their new grip module on my original gun, but I also need the ported barrel. That's the XF Pro up there right now. What about the Alpha Foxtrot Romulus? I want to get one, but money's been too tight to be able to afford to do shit right now. I know it's only a $1,600 gun, but right now, $1,600 that's my rent plus his dog food. So I'm waiting for more sponsors to come along, and then I'll start using that money to buy guns. Chiappa or Glock? Honestly, I'm going to say Chiappa because there are more guns with Chiappa's name on it than there are different types of Glocks. So there are guns like the Chiappa the M1 carbine clone that's in 22. I might rock that. You identify as a Glock 42. A 380? Weird. Did you ever use the honeycomb rainbow multicolor 1911 grips I made for you? Nope. I put them on the gun. They didn't fit quite right, so I modified them. But I do have them. Do you think the new Glock's coming out will? Do I think the new Glock's coming out will what? Be a Gen 6 or a Gen 5 modified. Technically, they're going to have to be a Gen 6 because the way that you're going to have to put the tops onto the frame is going to require a modification to the size of the grip, the slide rails that are on there. They're going to have to go more to a system like what's on the Canic Meta series, where after you disassemble it, you slide the slide forward a little bit and then lift it up over the frame rails in order to prevent you from being able to replace the back plate. Oh no, sorry, I didn't test fit them. I just had my TRP and didn't think to test them. No, it's fine, dude. Like I said, I just had to modify a couple of spots to make them fit. If you're bored, go for it. You think the new Glocks will Glock? I don't. Who cares? Are you wasting your time if you shoot more than 30 rounds at the range? Depends on what your functionality that you're trying to achieve is with shooting 30 rounds at the range. If you're just trying to maintain a concealed carry functionality competence, no. I don't think you're ever wasting your time for shooting more rounds. When you get to 2, 3, 4, 5,000 rounds to your gun, you become so intimately familiar with the gun, even if you don't realize you're doing it, you'll become so good, accurate, and smooth with that gun that it will become second nature to you. So, no, more rounds is always better. I'll buy you a bag of Old Roy. Does that count as a sponsorship? No, but I love you. Am I a veteran? No. Steve, thank you for the donation, brother. Thank you so much. We always appreciate your patronage and your supporting our channel. Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're only going for another 5 minutes ourselves here, so thank you so much. These daily check-ins, we're only going a couple hours because I'm doing it every day, so you get more time with me. No, that doesn't count towards that. He didn't say that's what it was for. Come on, drunk. We're never gonna get there, dude. It's the 22nd tomorrow. We're never getting there. It's fine. I don't care. What state are you in? Virginia, Northern Virginia. Aw. It's fine, drunk. Come on, man. You don't need to see me in titties. I'll just dress up and send you pictures if you need them that bad. Although your wife is going to have questions. Why does Joe keep sending us these? Why is Joe out walking his dog while wearing F-cup fake titties? I've shot 5,000 rounds and I've missed all the shots. Hey, you know what Wayne Gretzky says? You only miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You're right. Yep. Nice. I'm in Michigan. It's going downhill for gun owners. Sorry. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stuff around that area. What's the latest on the hoodies? You might be getting a refund, son, because it might be longer before I get them. Right now, either the economy's tight, people are tight, or people just don't want to support the channel. So I don't like being a carnival barker, and I hate being one of those guys that begs the fuck out of people. Just happy I got here in time to hit the like button. Good Green Hood, what's up? Dude, I got like a box of bikinis in the mail, dude. I'll wear something silly for you. I meant your wife, not you. Although. Yeah. Also, the audience is very low tonight. It's been that way on all the gun channels for the last few weeks. Honestly, since the Charlie Kirk thing, there was that one spike for about a week, and then everybody's been hurt. Look at Chanson's videos, man. His live streams are only getting a few hundred views. I mean, mine are only getting a few thousand, so I'm surprised I'm even getting a few thousand at 2 hours, so it's pretty crazy. Dude, I work in finance. I'm pretty sure we're another 2008 recession. People don't realize it yet. I've been watching us go into the recession for a year just based on the way people have been coming and going just in my life in general, and all the people that keep talking about how they need to spend money to avoid capital gains taxes, and now they're all fucking panicking and keeping their money. Something I've noticed in general, like nobody has disposable income right now. 100%, man. That's why I've kind of backed off of running the gun store, man. I have no problem doing special orders. I've got this guy that's got plenty of money. He buys a gun every month because he doesn't carry a concealed carry weapon. I prefer to do that kind of shit. I don't really need it right now because right now, by the end of probably into next year, after the beginning of the year happens, we'll see what the economy's doing. Obviously, I'm maintaining the FFL, and we'll see what happens. But right now, the FFL is just kind of running slow. Hello, Neuro the Nova. Thanks, Smart Joe. The economy's not good right now. Yeah, so I could keep, sitting on $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in inventory that's doing nothing, or I can invest it. I bought video games tonight for a couple of $100 that will make me a couple of $100. So I'm gonna double my money. I bought a Casio keyboard for $20 and sold it for $150 today. So yeah, so online orders, special orders, and honestly, for people I know, I have access to other gun stores' inventories. So if I can get a gun from them, I will. Although my buddy over at Middletown, he's hemming and hawing on this sponsorship shit. Travis, if you're watching this, dude, get off your fucking wallet, son. Even as a long-term investment, I'm a smart move. Have I played Battlefield 6? No, I don't play Battlefield. I have not played it since 4. 3? I don't know. Battlefield 2. Whatever the last one on PS3 was the last one I played. Get those $800 to $1,500 2011s and sell them. It's not about having the gun. It's about having the buyers. And right now, buyers are not spending that money unless they are dedicated looking for it. And at that point, they're buying them online and having them shipped in without realizing that I'm actually capable of saving the money. Because people will ship in a gun before even telling me or even giving me the opportunity to get them the gun. And then when you're paying a transfer cost, when the gun gets to me, you're paying the same that you would have paid me to order the gun. Actually more. Because I don't pay a transfer fee if I order the gun. Played Battlefield 6, bought it, and I'm really disappointed. It's very difficult, and I find myself playing Cyberpunk. Understood. Alright, guys. It's 10 o'clock. My dog needs to pee. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I know that the live streams have been down. YouTube is being a bunch of turd nuggets about the way they're handling a lot of situations. Like, I literally had to fight with them to figure out how to enable longer videos on Seated VR, my other channel. And I finally just figured it out myself because, I get tired of dealing with their stupidity and I literally teach myself what I need to know. But I'm going to show you the dog and the guns. Yeah. So, Rocky's very tired. His left eye, ever since he got bit in the head, he is not able to fully close his left eye. So it's funny, he's always sleeping a bit slightly cracked open. Didn't even eat dinner last night. Sorry, dude. Dude, work on your work, bro. You need to get yourself right before you worry about me, man. Do some videos on your ability to get guns for people. The problem is, if I do videos on being able to get guns for people, YouTube thinks I'm selling guns through YouTube. What bit him? Another dog just kind of nipped him and took some of the whiskers off the top of his eyebrow. And those eyebrows on dogs are what tell them to close their eyes. Have a good night, man. Good live tonight. They'll pick up Tuesday and Thursday. Crowds will come around. Yep, I hope so. But yeah, everybody have a good night. Rocky. You having a good night, dude? Also, that's the case I want to build in. You see how big it is? Rocky is a 73-pound dog. That's the computer case I'm going to build. That's a doorknob. You see how big that shit is? Get your prayer on. I'm a very internal prayer kind of guy. Make sure everyone subscribes. Yes, if you aren't subscribed to me, then you're a loser. If you're subscribed to me, then you're a winner. Also, subscriptions give big pee-pee. Paul, you have a great night too. Yeah, big boy case. Yeah, he can fit inside of it easily. Bible tells us to use our mouth, our words out loud. I get that. I just don't like to discuss religion here just because I don't like fighting. Why so big? Why not, dude? Big is fun, man. I'm also overcompensating because I have a small monitor. It's only 32 inches. Please don't Bible thump in chat. Yep. I get that. Like I said, man, it's fine. I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you. My connection and my belief system with my higher power, I keep very personal, just because, frankly, the internet doesn't need to be involved with it. We are Americans. We have freedom of religion. That's 100% right, but we also have the right not to be pestered and bothered. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. Rocky needs to actually sleep in a bed because his head's on concrete right now. So I'm going to hit this. It's getting kind of weird. Let's go. Y'all have a nice one, guy.